SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants. What can you say about it in 2018? Probably that it's one of the most beloved TV shows ever made. Despite its hiccups in recent memory, SpongeBob has become synonymous with children's entertainment in the new millennium, and we owe its success and longevity to the season that started it all. Airing between 1999 and 2000, it hosts a bunch of episodes that I still love to go back and revisit. The greatest of the crop are literal SpongeBob classics, and some haven't aged gracefully. So, I decided to whip together my list of the top 5 best and worst episodes from it. I'll start off with the worst, both to get them out of the way, and since YouTube viewers love seeing bad stuff. Number 5, Naughty and Nautical Neighbours. The problem with this episode is the whole misunderstanding thing at the start with the souffle bubbles, and it's even dumber here because SpongeBob and Patrick's field of view makes Squidward's prank horribly obvious. The rest of the episode alternates between them bickering like this is the only bad thing to ever happen to them, and them trying to impress Squidward and have him be their best friend. Both routines grow very tiresome very quickly. If there are some positives, I'd say the episode's sense of humour is in the right place. The Squidward torch is just right, and I like the soda battles SpongeBob and Patrick have. But otherwise, this episode's only worth $1 on iTunes and Amazon. Number 4, Nature Pants. Before memes started spreading, this was one of the least talked about episodes of Season 1, and it's clear why. It's pretty awkward that SpongeBob gives up his whole life, even the Krusty Krab, to live among the jellyfish, but since this is Season 1, little problems like that poor motive are forgivable. What isn't as forgivable to me is seeing him learn living in the wilderness ain't all it's cracked up to be, but continuing to hurt himself there for no reason. I also really don't like Patrick's crazy animal instinct persona here, but more on that in number 1. The episode has a couple good jokes, but the story itself is rather boring. Number 3, The Chaperone. This is a story where not much good happens when you think about it. Pearl's boyfriend stands her up before a prom, and she has to go out with SpongeBob, who messes everything up. There really isn't much to this episode outside of that. It's an everything goes wrong type, set at a location that's only visited 3 or 4 times in the show's 20-year run. Even the Doing the Sponge song is less enjoyable than I remember, with all the teenagers getting injured and possibly killed. The best things I can say are that for a first real Pearl episode, she's depicted pretty well here, and that the whole dummy gag SpongeBob has is pretty fun to spot. Number 2, Jellyfishing. As the first full-length episode to focus on Squidward torture, it doesn't get the format off to the right start. The worst crime he commits is being sarcastic about wanting to go jellyfishing with SpongeBob and Patrick, and that's enough to wind him in a full body cast and suffer at their well-meaning buffoonery. That's the thing that keeps this episode from being bad, that they seem to genuinely care for Squidward and his health and want him to have a good day. Besides their part to play, it's a slow, painful romp that doesn't accomplish much, except bruise its characters even more. Number 1, Valentine's Day. How is an episode based around one of the sweetest holidays the worst Season 1 episode? Well, because Patrick's a heartless killjoy. I was saying before how this crazy side of him was abandoned rather quickly, and this whole episode could be the reason why. He's a bratty, childish jerk who gets way too emotional about the holiday. Sure, the beginning with the Valentine gifts is rather sweet, but the main crux of SpongeBob having to tame his best friend like a wild lion is downright horrible. It gets worse as it goes on, culminating in a very stressful ending where Patrick doesn't even learn anything. It's the sort of thing I don't want to watch on Valentine's Day, or in general. Thankfully, it's the only bad episode in Season 1, and the good episodes more than make up for it. This will be the part of the list with far more disagreements between you and me, so don't even try to feel ready. Number 5, Pickles. Here we have an episode with a ton of charisma. The rivalry between SpongeBob and now recurring character Bubble Bass is staged like a western, making it intense, but strange enough to be funny. You also get all the great jokes about SpongeBob's memory being flipped upside down. It's such a simple mistake that sets it off, forgetting to put the pickles in a Krabby Patty, but it's taken so seriously by the customers that it completely ruins SpongeBob's life, turning him into a madman. You just get a lot of bang for your buck here, ranging from workplace comedy to film parodies to surreal humor, and you'll never want to have a burger without pickles again after watching it. Number 4, Scaredypants. The first holiday-themed special really tackles what Spookoween's all about. SpongeBob tries to be scary, but gets the jitters when encountered with everything and anything, even Patrick with a mustache. It really takes advantage of everything about him to progress the story and give off some excellent comedy. His naivete, his innocence, even his square shape. You name it, it benefits the episode in the long run. You also get the Flying Dutchman's booming debut, quickly introducing you to the fear he instills, as well as his more casual side. What else can I say? It's funny, it's atmospheric, and the Halloween party legitimately seems like a cool mash.
Number 3, SB129. As far as crazy episode ideas go, it doesn't get much stranger than Squidward traveling through time to get away from SpongeBob. For such a segmented episode in regards to the time periods, you get enough time to see each era give off its own atmosphere and drawbacks, whether it be the 5th millennium filled with robots and metal, prehistoric times with simple-minded ancestral primates to the characters, and my favourite, this white void disconnected from time and space. It's about as nutty as you can get, and putting Squidward on this journey through time, as well as having him learn that there's no place like the 90s-ish, just makes this brilliant. Number 2, Rock Bottom. By far one of the funniest episodes of the entire series. Rock Bottom takes pleasure in torturing SpongeBob, putting him in the scary new location he doesn't understand and forcing him to wait for the bus. This is the thing everyone remembers about the episode, especially those who take public transport and know how frustrating it is to wait for it, but there are at least 5 more routines here, each getting stranger, creepier, or harsher than the last. The narrative isn't this deep exploration into SpongeBob's patience or goodwill or anything. That doesn't make him any less relatable and fun to laugh at when he fails to get home for the upteenth time. Number 1, Pizza Delivery. There are multiple reasons you'd see this top every Season 1 list. This feels like a buddy trip adventure made by fans of the genre, and it works miracles in getting you to understand SpongeBob and Squidward as friends, and even as enemies with opposing motives. Whereas Squidward's always looking for the easy way out of work, SpongeBob delivers his heart out for the customer and takes offbeat survival tips from a movie. Throughout their hardship of traveling the desert to deliver pizza, you get the sense they understand each other more by the end and have become better friends. It's rather amazing seeing all this come together in just the 10th episode. These top 5 episodes and many more are emblematic of the reason SpongeBob immediately became a hit with kids and adults. It only continued to grow and morph into a cultural phenomenon, and if you want to see this evolution, join me soon as I rank the 5 best and worst Season 2 episodes. Goodbye for now.